Am I crazy? Maybe you can relate to this. You're standing in the kitchen and you know he told you he'd be home by 6. You even remember saying, "Okay, I'll have dinner ready." But now it's 8 o'clock. The casserole has gone cold and he's looking at you like you've lost your mind. "I never said that," he said. "Why do you always make things up?" And here's the strange part. For just a second, you wonder if maybe you did imagine it. Well, if that scenario makes your stomach tighten, stay with me because today we're talking about gaslighting, what it actually is, where that strange word came from, why it's much more than ordinary lying, and most importantly, what you can do if it's happening to you. Hello there. I'm Dr. Bev Smallwood. I'm a licensed psychologist, and on Relentless Rebound, we tackle the real gritty stuff of being human because life will knock you down, and you deserve solid, hope filled help getting back up. So, before we go any further, if you want more honest tools for healing with hope and coping with confidence, living with purpose, and leading with wisdom, that subscribe button right now and tap the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming. I'd love to walk this road with you. So, now let's talk about what gaslighting actually is. It's a pattern of psychological manipulation in which one person systematically causes another to doubt their own memory, perception, and even sanity. It's not a moment or a misunderstanding, it's actually a campaign, a slow, deliberate erosion of your confidence in what you saw, what you heard, and what you felt. Gaslighters' goal, and they may not be able to articulate this, but the goal is power. If they can make you distrust your own mind, then you have to lean on theirs. And once you're doing that, they get to define your reality. So, a lot of people wonder, why do they call it gaslighting? I wondered that too, and I looked it up. That term comes from a 1944 film called Gaslight, where a husband sets out to convince his wife that she's losing her mind. He hides her belongings and tells her she lost them. He insists she's imagining those sounds in the attic. And in the scene that gave us the word, he dims the gas lights in the house. She notices and says, "The lights just dimmed." He says, "No, nothing changed." So bit by bit, she starts believing that she really is unwell. And that's what gaslighting does. It dims the lights of your perception. And then it convinces you that you were never seeing clearly to begin with. So let's talk about what gaslighting is not. Now, this is important because the word gaslighting, it gets thrown around a lot these days in some accurate ways. Gaslighting is not just lying. Plain lying's bad enough. But that's a single act of deception because the liar wants you to believe something untrue about a specific situation. But gaslighting goes further. The gaslighter wants you to believe something untrue about you, about your memory, your reliability, your perception, even your sanity. The lie is not just about the facts. The lie is about your ability to know the facts. So here's a quick gut check. If you walk away from interactions with this person constantly feeling kind of foggy or anxious or off balance or even crazy or apologizing for things you know you didn't do, That's a red flag. Your nervous system is picking up on something real. So, what do you actually do if someone in your life is gaslighting you? So, let's walk through 4 strategies and we'll start from the inside and work outward. Here's number 1. Trust your memory and your perceptions. Don't buy what they're selling. This is the foundation. It's the hardest part because the whole point of gaslighting is to dismantle your trust in yourself. So you may need to consciously rebuild it. Keep a journal. Write conversations down as soon as they happen. What was said, what was promised, how you felt. Save text messages and emails. And you know what else? Notice your body signals. Because if your gut consistently says something is off here, your gut just may be right. Here's number 2. Don't get pulled into a long back and forth. Stand firm on what you know. Gaslighters thrive on the debate. And the longer they can keep you arguing about whether the sky is blue, the more disoriented you become, and the more likely you are to start conceding ground just to end the misery. Listen, you don't have to win the argument. You don't have to convince them. You can simply say calmly and once, I remember it differently, and I'm not going to keep debating this. And then stop. You don't owe them a courtroom case. Your reality does not require their permission. Number 3, recalibrate your expectations of this person. Raise your awareness. You're updating who you understand this person to be, and it's based on evidence that they've given you. So, if someone has shown you a consistent pattern of distorting reality, you don't have to keep handing them your trust as if they hadn't done that. You stop expecting honesty from someone who's demonstrated that they will manipulate. You stop sharing vulnerable information that later might be used and twisted and used against you. You might even have to reconsider being in a relationship where you can't trust. This is the hardest point, but it needs to be said. Trust is the soil that healthy relationships grow in, and without it, nothing good could take root. So if you're with someone, a romantic partner, a close friend, a business associate, who repeatedly manipulates your sense of reality and shows no genuine willingness to change, you may have to honestly ask, what is this relationship costing me? Look, I'm not telling you what to do. Every situation is complex and many circumstances and your values and convictions are at play. But you are allowed to ask the question. You are allowed to set strong boundaries, and you're allowed in some cases to step back. Staying in a relationship where you have to constantly doubt your own mind is a slow erosion of your very soul. Here's number 4. Get some outside support and reality checking. Gaslighting does its worst damage in isolation. And when you hear one voice telling you, and only one telling you what's true, that voice wins by default. So you've got to bring in other voices you trust, a wise friend, a family member with a track record of honesty, a therapist, a pastor. Tell them what's happening. Let them help you reality test. Sometimes just hearing someone say, no, that was not okay, and you're not imagining this, that'll pull you out of a fog faster than anything else. And if the gaslighting is severe, especially in a marriage, a family system, or a workplace, please consider working with a licensed therapist who understands these dynamics. You don't have to figure this out alone. So, if you're realizing as you watch this that someone in your life has been gaslighting you, I want you to take a deep breath. The fact that you can name it means you're already coming back to yourself. Your perception is not broken. Your mind is not failing you. You've been navigating a very disorienting situation with very little to go on, and you're still here. You can trust yourself again. You can build a circle of people who tell you the truth, and you can choose one decision at a time to live in reality, not somebody else's distortion of it, but reality. I want you to know how much I appreciate your watching and maybe sharing this video and supporting our channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and drop a comment below. I'd love to know what's going on in your heart. So until we meet again, keep going, keep growing, and you'll come out stronger on the other side. See you in the next video.